Alright. I'm back now. The thing disconnected for some reason. It said that the internet wasn't good enough or strong enough to continue the stream, and then it just ended at random. So, what was I saying? I was saying about with the dumb shit on Arrow that go hurt someone's arm, doesn't apologize for hurting said person's arm, and then asking said person to join their team. It says internet connection quality currently not significant or sufficient to broadcast gameplay. This might disconnect again, so just a warning. I just got the thing popping up. Maybe it'll keep going, I don't know. Anyways, so let me see what else is going on. So let me see.
The bomb's payload is exposed.
Okay.
I can use the power winch to trigger a controlled explosion.
I just keep finding these all over the place. This is the third one I found now.
Bomb destroyed. Nicely done, Master Bruce.
Okay. What does this do? Oh, is this a Riddler trophy location? Well, I already had gotten all the Riddler. I guess it was, I don't know. Okay, so detach winch. Let me find mission select. Okay, so we'll continue on.
I'm heading to Wayne Tower. If we can decrypt the Arkham Knight security protocols, we should be able to track it.
I'm interested. I heard about. They said that they got a new, and that was why I did the stream the other day. That was playing the Nightwing DLC story again, and then playing the let me see, I played the Nightwing DLC story again, then I did the side quest in Season of Infamy that has Nightwing, or Season of Infamy that has Nightwing in it. So they announced, it was already low-key announced yesterday, or not yesterday, but the day before it was officially announced, that they got a new writer on the Batman comic, and it was James Tynion IV. And I liked, I thought he did a good Detective Comics run, but he's going to be writing Batman. Claims said that he will be writing Batman from issue 86, I believe, up to issue 100, and then after issue 100 they're going to be renumbering Batman back down to new number 1, and that the new number 1 was going to have Lucius Fox's son Luke Fox as Batman in the thing, so there'll be a black Batman by that point, which I'm not against. I would actually, after all these different Bruce Wayne miniseries and ongoings and tie-ins and stuff, I wouldn't mind as long as you don't get a woke writer on it. And people like, I mean, there's people that like Luke. There's people that, you know, aren't against the character and stuff. There's, you know, he has a niche audience, you know, at least. So I'm interested to see. I've always thought the idea of a black man or a black person as Batman to be very interesting, you know, to see, like, it'd be interesting to see like an Elseworlds like movie, kind of like what they did with Joker as like this black person, black man as Batman. I mean, heck, I think it would be interesting if it was like in another like Elseworld title book or something. If it was a black Bruce Wayne, you know, I mean, it's just. I'm not going woke. or any of this other stuff. I'm just saying it would be intriguing to see. Or at least in the comics or something, at least. As long as you don't get someone who would make, like, have it be all about his race or something. I don't know.
With the others.
I don't know. That's just my opinion about it. So, by the way, what were you landscaping anyways? I am the shadow, I am the night, I am Black Man. Yeah.
Nice of you to drop in, Mr. Wayne. I suppose you weren't really dressed for the front entrance.
Have you finished the decryption?
The fighting style would be interesting for that Batman too, because Luke Fox is a boxer.
And their corresponding coordinates to your machine.
Bruce, I don't think learned. I might be wrong, but I don't think he learned boxing. It's just traditional punching and fighting like that. So the fighting style might be interesting too, at least. So that would be cool to see what they would do.
If I'd ever been curious about your identity, I would have torn off that mask years ago. I always figured the truth would be a letdown. But I have to admit, masquerading as Gotham's least interesting socialite is one hell of a cover story. The dead parents are just icing on the cake.
Let me see. I just wish it wasn't wasted. I liked, they did the Hush side quest. I'm fixing my yard. I need to raise up the brick floor because they're uneven. Okay. That's cool.
Location verified.
Got it. The Knight's transmitting from the Miyagani tunnel network.
So you got it,
Glad to be of
streaming
assistance, Mr. Wayne.
and
While
you're
we've been
working on your
some
yard.
further
Okay.
upgrades for your
Is it a
car.
model you're
Let me know
working
where
on,
you'd
or
like
is
us
it
to
your
focus our
actual
efforts.
yard? Either way is fine. I was curious. Select map automobile upgrade. I already have all of this shit though, because it's a new game plus. I guess CPU virus.
You'll like this. I'll be in touch as soon as it's ready. Now, if there's anything else you need, I'll be here all night. It's not like I could leave this city even if I wanted to.
So what does this do? I'm trying to remember. Actual yard. Okay.
You had to go and spoil the surprise. I was hoping to keep her under wraps until she's ready. Next generation disruptor. She's still a couple of weeks from completion, but I figured you'd appreciate a working prototype. I should have her with you later on this
I
evening.
hope it hasn't been too difficult for you. I know yard work and stuff can be exhausting and stuff, so, and it's still hot too with all stuff, so as long as you keep yourself hydrated and whatnot. So here's some messages. You can actually listen to voice message.
Bruce? It's Vicky. Are you there? I know you're listening to these messages. Look, if it's about that article, blame Ryder. I had nothing to do with it.
Who do you think the love interest will be the love interest for Black Batman?
I miss you, Brucey.
Ooh, it depends. I mean, I don't know much about Luke Fox. I don't know if he has any love interests in the comics. I don't know if they'll have him have, like, love interest or something.
Bruce, it's Cassie. You do remember me, right? Listen, I had, so much fun the other night. You were nothing like what I read in the papers. Anyway, call me when you get this. I got a couple of cute friends who are dying to meet you.
I saw people saying that, like, there was one person saying they wanted Cassie, which was the girl talking on the voice message just now, that they wanted her to be the Arkham version. Like, they were really trying to push for Cassie to be Cassandra Cain from the comics, even though she's she's still a teenager. She's a teenager, she's Asian, and she's also mute, or she barely talks, and she does not have this kind of party girl, almost thirsty for Bruce Wayne personality as this voice message Cassie does. I'm fine. It actually looks like it's gonna rain. It's pretty easy since I didn't cement the block down. Okay. Hello, Nitrovision. Yo. That is not Black Bat. Yeah. Her current thing, she's going by Orphan now, and then she was Batgirl too in the 90s, or I think it was 2000 when she became Batgirl.
Mr. Wayne, Lex Luthor calling. Apologies for going via your direct line, but I grow tired of these games. LexCorp has made a very...
Everyone thirsty for Batman, yeah.
Sciences division, yet your persistent
I think the only one that people are more thirsty for over Batman is Nightwing.
Come now, meet with me. I'm sure we can come to an
Well,
agreement.
what were their names? Juan, that's not Clancy Brown. Yeah, that's some other voice actor. Juan and Jim. I think that was what... There was some girl in the Grayson comic in 2015 or whatever. I think this was after the whole thing where... This was during the whole thing where Nightwing was a secret agent. There was some girl, and she named his butt cheeks Juan and Jim. And I think they've moved past the whole spiral agent thing. I think that'll be part of the character, but it won't be something that'll always be brought up. I liked Grayson. It's still better than Rick Grayson, yeah. I feel like they tried, because I know at the time people didn't like Secret Agent Grayson. I mean, I wasn't personally against it, but I know people hated it and wanted him to be Nightwing again. I feel like they did Rick Grayson just to deliberately make it worse for people who hated Grayson. But that's the Rick Grayson era is almost dead. James Tynion IV, as I said in my Nightwing stream that I did, he'll be taking over for Batman for 14 issues, and he confirmed during those 14 issues Dick Grayson will get his memories back, and he will be Dick Grayson again. He'll be Nightwing again, so this will be the return, as long as Dan Didio doesn't screw it up. Thank God. Yes, I agree.
Bruce, it's Kate. You're coming to Maggie and I's engagement thing next week, aren't you? No one's seen you in months, Bruce. And you taught me the importance of keeping up appearances.
And there's Batwoman's cameo, Kate Kane. I mean, one thing of dialogue on a voice message, and she seems more interesting than the CW version. It makes me wonder, that would have been cool if the next game would have had, or if there had been a DLC story for Batwoman. That would have been interesting.
You have two messages. Bruce, this is your father calling. It's time we had a talk, son. You know, about the dressing up.
And then the other message.
Next new message. Bruce, this is your mother calling now. I just want to say... sorry. It's so funny. You know, because they're dead.
It's crazy. And then I think it loops back to Vicky. Yep.
Take care, Mr. Wayne.
Okay.
You know where to find me.
Alfred, I've traced the Arkham Knight to the Miyagani tunnel system.
Excellent news, sir. But I'm detecting a significant
Oh,
trooper presence
that's
in the
what
area.
I should probably
It will be
name the
folly to
stream.
engage them without the
They've,
Batmobile.
after
Noted.
2 or so years
Hold off until I get there,
of
Alfred.
no announcements for
Don't
anything.
spoil the
They're
surprise.
WB Montreal. They're finally coming forward with info about the next. I'm guessing the next Arkham game, because they said about. There's been hashtags going around. That's capture the night and Court of Owls. It seems that the next game will have something to do with the Court of Owls, so that'll be interesting. Personally, I'd like a game with we play as Nightwing. That'd be cool. Who will be the main villain of Black Batman? They could end up having his villain be a super racist, white supremacist Nazi because of. I'm guessing you're gonna say woke points. Well, I wouldn't put. I don't know. I feel like they're trying to fix, like, they've known for a while Tom King's thing was a disaster, and especially after what he said he was going to do big things to Batman, changing things that would stick around for the next decade. So whatever he had planned, it was going to be probably bad. Based on the writing I've seen, it's already whatever. And I feel like at some point, early on, his writing was okay. I read the first few issues, and it was okay. But it seemed at some point he just couldn't handle the criticism he got for some of his other stuff. And the dialogue just sounded like stuff aliens would say. It wouldn't even sound like stuff that characters would say, which is just so weird. But I feel like they're attempting to fix up the extreme problems people had with Tom King Batman by getting a better writer, or at least a more well-liked writer writing the mainline Batman book. And as I've said before, I think DC realized they needed King off the book when freaking Immortal Hulk, I think back in April, and it was right after April they said that King was off the book. Immortal Hulk, Bruce Banner Hulk had a new ongoing. I think it's I don't know if it was its issue 1 or it's issue 16 or whatever, but whatever the case was, it ended up shipping more than the issue of Batman at that time. And Batman, even when it gets in, like, Batman is probably the one book left that when it gets into its issue 50s, issue 60s, issue 70s, it still sells triple K. It still sells over 100,000 copies. So the fact that Immortal Hulk sold more than Batman, I think that was enough of a wake-up call to DC, combined with what King was attempting to do to damage the character. I should find the Twitter post. Someone thinking critical wrote a bunch of things that Batman did after Catwoman rejected him, and it just about ruined the character. So, but as for, I feel like they're trying to fix, getting back onto your main point, I'm sorry I went on a tangent there. Getting back to your main point, I feel like they're trying to do such an effort to fix things, because as far as I know, after fixing the Justice League dilemma they had, because the Justice League Rebirth comic, when it launched, wasn't that good, and then they got Scott Snyder on the book. I heard it's still doing well. I haven't read it. I haven't really been into it. It just seemed too MCU to me. But going back into your main point, I feel like they're trying to make an effort to fix what they started, or fix what they caused. That by the time they get to Luke Thomas or not Luke Thomas, I'm getting confused with Duke Thomas. Luke Fox. Sorry about that, everyone. Luke Fox. I feel like by the time they get to Luke Fox Batman, they'll probably pick one of the many Batman villains that they have. They could take, like, someone more, like, maybe C-list. They could take someone like Black Mask, maybe. They make Black Mask, or they could take an existing villain, like, lesser known that isn't Joker or any of the other major ones. They take someone like Black Mask, maybe. Or someone at that, in that ratio, and have that be Luke Fox, Batman's big villain. They can make Joker into a Nazi sexist white supremacist. He's the white man out there. He beat Harley. And clown our symbol of Nazi, and so I have no clue. I saw people going batshit over the Joker movie. And yet it's still being considered for Oscar nominations despite that. Don't know if it'll win that because Logan had gotten an nomination. Logan got an Oscar nomination for best adapted screenplay, but some damn pedo movie. Call Me By Your, I don't know if it was Call Me By Your Name or whatever it was, about this middle-aged teacher falling in love with a 17-year-old. That ended up winning it, so I don't even know if Joker will end up. It would be really cool if it did, because I mean, this movie, I feel like it's gonna be a big one of these comic movies. I haven't seen it yet. I hope it's actually good. Joker, you mean? Are you talking about the Joker movie? Joker sounds interesting, yeah.
Cash, the Arkham Knight's drone deployment has been wiped out.
I mean, that was something I thought was interesting, yes, the Joker movie. It was something I've mainly kept quiet about it, but I mean, it was something I thought was interesting about this,
There's another blast door.
this Joker movie, was that it shows it's not the Joker, it's in a sense not the Joker from the comics. It's not the guy who is helping his wife, Jeannie, I think is what was established was her name, helping his wife, Jeannie, and their pregnant kid, and then he takes up a job and he wears the Red Hood mask, and it was supposed to be doing the job to help his wife, and then I think just before he goes to fulfill what he was supposed to do, I think he got some word that his wife and their unborn baby, I think, had died, but he went through with whatever the deal was, came across Batman, they ended up going to Ace Chemicals, and then he fell in that vat of chemicals, his hair turned green, his skin was bleached white, and he went crazy because of it. So what I like about the movie is that it's not necessarily the Joker from the comics. It is this man, Arthur Fleck, I think is his name, and he is this good person, and it's like the world hasn't been kind to him, and then he ends up gradually more and more people just attack him, and then that's when he loses it. And I think that it's an interesting story of seeing a good, like, in this case, before becoming this awful person, this good person who ends up becoming a bad person. And I thought that was interesting, and I would see it more as a warning, not necessarily that it's going to cause more good people to snap and turn criminal or turn bad. I would see the movie more as almost like a warning of not to become this. And besides, it's a movie. It's not gonna go turning people into bad people. It won't hurt the movie's Oscar nomination. Everyone needs to relax. It could be wonderful. DC needs to focus on solo DC films. Yeah. I mean, if I don't think I said anything wrong about the movie. I just think that's what I think about the film. I don't want anybody thinking that I support what he becomes or some other bullshit. I don't know.
No, you're here.
I think Hush continued on with that story. It said that the Riddler was there when it happened and he saw that a dirty cop was the one who burned. I guess you're talking about the comic Joker origin. I'm trying to figure out why. Ah, there we go. Listen, I'm happy for what they're doing.
Getting there.
Did you see the South Park episode about Mexican Joker? No, I haven't. I heard about it at least.
She's working on something for me. It's important.
But she's safe, right?
Don't worry, Tim.
I
Keep
think
working on that cure.
Joker will be. I mean, I have a strong feeling that it's going to be a good film, and that it's going to really help DC out in the long run especially after everything with some of the other films, like after the mixed reception with BVS, Suicide Squad, and then Justice League. I really hope the Birds of Prey and the something Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, that's a very long title, by the way. I really hope that doesn't throw it all away, because I saw the poster. It looks bad. It looks really bad. The costume, or what the characters wear, excluding Harley, who would pick out random shit to wear. Excluding maybe Harley, the characters, like, they wear, like, in the poster, they wear some really ridiculous stuff. I wouldn't see Black Canary, or especially Cassandra Cain. I wouldn't see Cassandra Cain wearing, like, she would wear maybe something more casual. She wouldn't wear something that's this really ridiculous looking outfit, and I feel like they're just gonna turn her into a joke. She'll be almost like a bad take on what Logan did with Laura, how she was mostly mute, even though she was more badass than that. And I feel like they're only bringing in Cassandra Cain, and I think I've said this again before on another stream that I did. I feel like they're only bringing in Cassandra Cain to kind of take off of what Logan did with Laura, and also because they can't, for whatever reason, are not having Barbara Gordon in the film as Oracle. Harley Quinn movie needs to fail badly to teach DC a lesson about never making anything like this ever again. I'm hoping for the best, but I don't. I feel like it's just going to be Harley Quinn guest starring the Birds of Prey. I don't see this focusing, like, I've been told that the film would just be more of a Birds of Prey story, and Harley's just tagging along for the ride. But it's just they're really pushing Harley. I mean, Margot Robbie has the lead cast credit, and not Black Canary's actress or Huntress's actress. Where am I supposed to go? Wait a minute.
Not your best day at the office, Bat. Something on your mind?
But I don't know. I guess this will work. Somewhere there we go. But like I said, though, it's just they have come out with one one teaser. They still haven't even come out with a damn trailer yet for Birds of Prey. I'm more optimistic about Robert Pattinson Batman. It sounds a lot better than Birds of Prey in my opinion. But the Birds of Prey could be good. It could be. It could be. And then I'm trying to get there with a line launcher. None of them have costumes. I want a superhero movie, not a movie about oddly dressed people. Yeah.
Not a chance. I'm chronic, Brucey. I'm lingering. We both know there's no cure for me.
I feel like the film won't, like, it'll probably please the Harley Quinn fans, but it's not gonna please people who want Birds of Prey. I'm just gonna be real about that now, because I was already disappointed when they weren't gonna have Barbara Gordon as Oracle. Like, and then they go and say, oh, we're gonna have, we'll end up having, we'll have Cassandra Cain, but and that's the thing, Cassandra isn't even, she's not Batgirl, Black Bat, Orphan, any of those hero names. It just seems she's just gonna be this mute Asian girl. I don't even know if she'll have the backstory. There's a reason why she's mute in the movie, was because her father, I think it was her biological father. I've read a few issues of the 2000 the original Cassandra Cain the original Cassandra Cain Batgirl story or comic, and it was something her dad was training her to be this like perfect assassin, and it was supposed to be that he didn't waste his time like teaching her how to talk, because it was supposed to be all he did was all of her brain. I think I know what to do. Shoot, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to do line launcher walk. But like, it was supposed to be that her brain was mainly held for, I'm about to die on it. I think I know what I'm supposed to do now. I messed it up before. That thing opened. I didn't even see that it opened. He didn't waste his time teaching her language. He was just teaching her kung fu and stuff. Or teaching her assassin moves. It was either him or the mother, Lady Shiva was the mother. And that was what the deal was. That was why. And then later on, she found a way to, I think, balance where she can talk a little. And then I read the story about that she came across a telepath, and I think he did something, and it gave her, like, she could have vocal thoughts before she didn't have that. So that was what the deal was. Her new origin, she's mute because she ate that dick pic or diamond. She's so traumatic that she can't talk. I hope that's not the case. That better not be. That sounds stupid. That sounds so stupid.
I need to find a way to bring the Batmobile through before I engage.
I need to read the Cassandra Cain comics. Those are on my list of Bat Family, but Stephanie Brown is a character I don't want them to mess with. I don't think they're going to touch Stephanie Brown. It seems Stephanie Brown, other than her appearance on Young Justice Outsiders, it seems Stephanie Brown, Tim Drake, that's the characters they don't want to adapt in anything. So you should be clear on that. That still sounds so stupid, though, if they're having her be mute because she ate a diamond. I'm just joking around. Okay, that's fine.
Stuff looks expensive. They're all custom made.
I guess they'll be saving her origin for the sequel, I guess, if they're even lucky enough to get a sequel.
Tri-weave titanium-coated armor plate. Nice. Unless you know exactly where to shoot.
But yeah, I definitely recommend the Cassandra Cain comics, Nitro. I still need to get back into reading the rest. I wish they would get off their asses and release, I know that Cassandra Cain Batgirl, she had 71 issues overall of her comic. I've read 12 of those issues on back when I had DC Universe. Shoot. I really need to read the rest because I really enjoyed reading those. I think her first 30-something issues you can find in trades, but they still haven't released the rest of those issues for whatever reason. Come over here, come over here. I'm trying to get the big guy so I can launch the... Ah, wait a minute. Ah, come on. Come on. There we go. Don't even have to bother fighting him now. Oh, and then another one shows up. It's like that meme. And another one. I think that's how it goes. I'm gonna probably lose this. Oh, wait a minute. Come over here. Come on. There we go. That takes care of him. Another thing I need to get back into, Mark Waid's, Flash run. Wally West Flash, because I love Wally West as Flash, and I hated what they did to him in, Heroes in Crisis. And then I hated what they did in issue 1 of Flash 4. They had him defeated, wore a power dampening collar, but apparently it was not because he was being punished, it was because he was trying to not have anybody else get, and I screwed that, not have anybody else get hurt, but still seeing him collared, prisoned, defeated, broken, it didn't help things. If they're launching this mini to get away from Heroes in Crisis, or Hiccup as I've been calling it, I will... Shoot, there goes the mic falling down again. I will support this mini, but I'd just say if you're a Wally West fan, just skip issue 1. It's just setting up, issue 1 just sets up the story. The real story begins, I think, on the last page. Heroes in Crisis was so lame, that's so dumb. I heard that they might be already moving past Heroes in Crisis, because they also launched a Harley and Ivy miniseries. That was supposed to be, it was originally supposed to be like what happened to them after Heroes in Crisis. But I already heard, I think 3 issues in, and I heard they've already written Heroes in Crisis out. Like it's like they're not treating it as, well, they'll probably still treat it as canon, but it's like they've moved past all of that trash. They're not even addressing it, because I guess it's just them going on fun adventures or something, which is fine. As long as, like, if it's just moving past Heroes in Crisis, then maybe the Flash Forward comic will do the same. I hope. Speaking of Wally West Flash, I went to my local comic book shop the other day, and I was surprised to find, I was looking through Flash comics, I was surprised to find the, I think it was a Jeff Johns comic, actually, Jeff Johns' Wally West Flash. I found the comic that was, it was used on a cover of Jeff Johns' Flash. It was with the whole thing with the Thinker, and it was one where the Thinker put a device over Wally's head, and he made Wally mentally believe that he was the statue, the Thinker, where it's this man sitting, and he's like has hand under his head, and he's just sitting there, and then it's like, oh, how will Flash escape this? So I found the comic that had that as the cover, and I was so happy that I found that, because I know the comic, I don't think it's a valuable comic or a rare comic or anything, but that's such a cool cover. It's such a cool cover that I'm like, I was really ecstatic that I found that. Okay, now what am I supposed to do? I think hacking device. Ah, there we go. Okay, so I go back. I thought I disabled that. What the hell? That's weird. I guess I disabled the wrong. Ah, there we go. I found a couple other issues too that were old Wally West Flash stories that had some cool covers, so I picked those up, and they're in my full box right now.
What kind of supervillain thinks a bullet to the stomach and a handful of tanks will stop them?
There we go. So, cool thing is, now that I know Dick Grayson is becoming Nightwing again, where's the other one at? Ah, there we go, right here, I think. There we go. I had this comic for a while now that was one of the Hanna-Barbera crossovers with DC, and it was Nightwing meets Marilla Gorilla.
Then let us hope he has Miss Gordon with him.
I'm gonna try to find some Wally West. Yeah, I recommend, like other than, because I know Jeff Johns' run addressed Barry a lot, and I think part of that was due to Jeff really wanting to bring back Barry. I know that his stories were good, but I know that at some point, I think by like volume 5 of that that trade, I think is when they bring back Barry. And I remember there was one volume he wrote before the comic relaunch that was Barry being Flash again. So, but other than that, it's a good run from what I heard. But I know Mark Waid, that was in his prime. That was when he was like really good writer. Was writing Wally West. That was, I think, what got him known. What got him like major writing. I guess I have to go back outside, I guess. Oh, wait a minute. Aha. That's what I'm supposed to do to get out. I know Wade tried writing Wally again, I think in 2008. I think it was just before they did something else, whatever, with the character. I heard that wasn't as good. I'm not sure.
The Batmobile's thermal scanner is only picking up one body. It's the driver. No sign of Miss Gordon.
He knows where she is, Alfred. He's not getting
Sorry, I
away.
messed up on my message. Also, I think John should write comics again. I'm reading his Green Lantern comics. He was writing the Shazam comic, but DDO screwed him. DDO screwed him over, and now the comic apparently is on indefinite hiatus after only, I think, 7 issues. I wonder if this happened during New 52, because New 52, they had a Shazam comic that was, they had a Shazam comic that was only 8 issues, and I wonder now if that was because DDO was like, screw Shazam, or screw Captain Marvel, screw Billy Batson, Captain Marvel, and that's why that run didn't happen. But then, and now I guess he had to put it on an indefinite hiatus now regardless, because they did all that stupid shit with Year of the Villain, making him one of the infected dark multiverse heroes. Because that's what people want. They don't want happy superheroes fighting crime and saving the day. Everyone has to be miserable. Isn't that just fun? What happened to superheroes just fighting crime and being superheroes? Is that too hard to write anymore? There we go. And I heard John's Green Lantern run, I heard, was really good too.
The driver isn't the Arkham Knight, but he'll know where I can find him.
Did you hear Bendis has a comic called Naomi? Everyone likes her. I should check it out. I think he could write Sideways. Naomi is... I don't think anybody's been hating Naomi. Some people... Some of the typical anti-SJW brigade have been all like, oh, she's awful, oh, she's terrible. I understand, like, doing too much with her, but I don't think anybody's been hating her. I don't know. I don't think she's been that bad. She hasn't been, like, re-hated. I just think Bendis is okay, so the thing about Bendis is, I don't think he does... I don't know if... I think he gave up on trying to do agenda writing. Well, then again, he came up with Riri, so what do I know? But his dialogue in comics... I tried reading the first issue of his Young Justice run. I have just the first issue. I never bothered getting the other issues, but I have the first issue, and some of the dialogue is characters. There's a scene or a panel with Tim talking to Steph, and he says, like, I'm trying to think how he said it. Or she says something to him that things have, like, been, well, like, oh, you know, and then he goes, yeah, I know, and his writing's just more random speak, where characters go like, oh, like, you know, like this, you know what I mean. And I think that's the problem. And I read a preview of Naomi. I don't know if it was supposed to be part of issue 1 or if it was supposed to take place before issue 1. And it was something, the character, or one of the characters talked about something about poop, and I'm like, that's random. That's really random. I haven't heard anything bad about the character, so I don't know if, I mean, maybe the character's alright. I don't know. I think his Superman isn't good, in my opinion, but Frank Miller made it crazy and it was great. Okay. Personally, I mean, if Naomi is connected more to Superman, because I think all Naomi is like she wants to know more about Superman, as like not investigative, but like she thinks he's interesting. And if they're trying to have her be more of like a Superman supporting character, a character kind of in that reign of Superman, that's fine with me. Because I think other than Steele's niece, there aren't really a lot, other than Steele and I think his niece, who became Steele at one point, there aren't really a lot of black or black female characters that are really connected to Superman. So if he's making a new character and he just wants her to be kind of this Superman character, but not really, because she has an ongoing comic, then I'm all in. I just wish the dialogue wasn't so random, if that's the case with her comic. But
Barbara Gordon. She's ours now. Can you imagine what the Knight's going to do to her? What are you doing? No, you can't do that.
and he just has to make sure she doesn't become another Riri, because I think he tried doing the same with Riri being kind of a Iron Man character that's a black female, but it just turned into a disaster fire that Ewing saved, more or less, but then now that comic's ending, apparently. I don't think you can kill the guy like this. You're just gonna keep... Okay, I'll talk!
Where is he? He's gone to see the little man, the Penguin.
There we go.
He supplied the safe houses for the attack. The Knight's going to pay him for his services. That's it. That's all I know.
Are you sure about that?
I remember.
I remember.
Please. Remember something else?
Man, he's lost it.
Company as a front. The trucks distribute weapons throughout the city. What's it called? North Refrigeration.
Thank you.
That's actually a funny reference that it's called North Refrigeration, because the voice actor for Penguin
Alfred, I need you to find out everything you
in
can
this
about North
is
Refrigeration.
played by Nolan North.
May I inquire why?
And then North Refrigeration in as they're saying here, is connected to Penguin, so that's really funny.
I can see Mr. Fox is trying to contact you.
Lucius,
Mr. Wayne, your new Batmobile upgrade is ready to deploy. The Batwing is en route to Grand Avenue.
Okay.
Sir, I've discovered an exploit the Arkham Knight was using to broadcast via your gauntlet. Rest assured that all of our communications are securely encrypted. Should I lock him out to prevent further disruptions?
keep the channel open, Alfred. The more he talks,
One thing that made me so mad, I heard about the shit that they did with J.J. Abrams' Spider-Man, or Henry Abrams, whoever the hell is writing that story. I heard about the shit that they did in that. They murdered, I want to say my queen, but I don't know if that sounds too weird. They murdered my queen, or they murdered my favorite babe, Mary Jane Watson. They murdered her off, and then they went and I heard they made Peter Parker a deadbeat dad. And then yeah, the picture did change. It was Joker a second ago. They made Peter Parker a deadbeat dad, and then they did all this other stuff, and it's like, now I'm hearing rumors that he's going to be doing a Superman movie, and I'm like, no. The guy hasn't had, his original work has been missed. Lost, Alias, Felicity, I think was another one he did. All had either terrible endings, or endings fans hated, or confusing endings, or whatever, like with Lost, as some people were confused by Lost. He ruined Star Trek for people. I think that's, like, one of the first things that the Trekkies, like, other than I think one of the older films, one of the, not older films, but one of, like, Nemesis or whatever, his reboot of Star Trek, Trekkies and I think even general audiences didn't like, and yet he somehow managed to get 3-4 films out of that. Let me see. So then there's the whole thing, and then you have Star Wars. His Star Wars was a rehash of A New Hope, and then you have Spider-Man. It's like, he is the last person to me that should be directing a Superman movie. And another crime, just while we're on topic, another crime is he wants to recast Henry Cavill. He wants to get somebody else to play him, and it's like, no. So it's like, let Cavill is a great actor as Superman. He just needs better material. It's like, don't recast him. Give him a chance. The guy has said, I heard an interview by Cavill, and he said he would be content. He would be perfectly fine with playing Superman for the rest of his life. And that's, from an actor, that's a rare opportunity. You could just have him play Superman, and then as he gets older, he can play some of the other, like he can play an older Superman. You know? You have a good opportunity with that, and then it's just gonna throw that away and get JJ to do whatever. You know, it'll be a rehash or it'll be terrible. I hope it's not terrible. I hope it'll be good. I just hope it's not JJ, but if it is, I hope it'll be good. Armed and Dangerous, and that screech was Man-Bat somewhere. So, let's see here. We're getting more and more side quests now. I haven't done any of the side quests other than disarming some of the bombs. I've just been...
Let's see what Nightwing's got on North Refrigeration. If I find Penguin, I'll find the Arkham Knight.
There we go.
Master Grayson confirmed he'll meet you on the building overlooking the Ranelagh
Oh! Speaking of movie announcement shit, or movie announcement stuff, did y'all hear that Kevin Feige apparently will be working on a Superman movie? I don't know how to feel about that. I'm guessing it'll be comedy oriented, I guess. I heard claims, nothing official, about something about Brie Larson. I hope it isn't the case with Brie Larson.
You shouldn't have come here. Not
And
tonight.
here's Nightwing in his Arkham City outfit. I didn't like his outfit at night.
Penguin's using freezer trucks to smuggle weapons out of
So,
Bloodhaven.
there he is in
I
his
think he's stockpiling arms right here in Gotham.
Arkham City outfit. I like his hair too. His hair is really cool looking.
I need to find that weapons cache. If I can intercept one of his trucks, it'll lead me right to him.
I think he has similar hair in the comics. Usually it's either a mullet or it's really short. Oh shoot, the mic was down. I hope y'all can still hear me. I don't know how long the mic has been like that.
Come on, Bruce. Look, let me help. You can't do it all on your own.
It's too dangerous. I won't risk losing anyone.
We didn't have mic issues, did we?
All right.
Did we, everybody?
Take a hint. But if you want to keep tabs on that truck, you're gonna need this. It's a prototype straight out of R&D.
Comment below if you were able to hear what I said about Kevin Feige. Okay. Because the mic was like landed on the box that I put it on, so I didn't know if y'all could hear me.
Go on, take him. First one's free. What's the catch? No catch. Guns are paid for. Why so suspicious? Don't you like free guns? You look like the guy who killed my brother. And you look like the person who melted off my buddy's face. You see me, homie? Roger.
I've only got 3 shots. I
actually have 4 because of the upgrade.
That disabled the firearm. If I use the disruptor again, it will explode when fired, knocking out the user and flooring anyone nearby. The crate's electrified now. Anyone trying to resupply is in for a shock.
Up to the chapter and I'll...
Equipment sabotaged. Time to introduce myself.
Beneath the surface, that's the killer crop.
Always
Tried pressing out.
Get what's in it. Take it all. And that bottle. Ever seen it up close? No. What happened anyway? Some dude smashed it on the table and ground it into his damn face. Never seen anything like it. Jeez.
I'm guessing y'all can still hear me. Okay.
Only thing that inspires me to do is throw up every time.
What do y'all, on topic, what do y'all think of J.J. Abrams on Superman? I'm fine with anybody's opinion. If y'all think he can do a good job, then I'm going to hold out hope. But you just comment below and let me know what y'all think.
Well, look at it. What about you? What's it like looking at that burn-up face of Dent? It's all good. What? Yeah, and if it wasn't, there's no way I'd be... It's the bat!
Ah, so close. Don't like him, he ruined Star Wars. Yeah. I think Ryan ruined Star Wars, to be honest. JJ's was just a rehash. I haven't watched it since I saw Last Jedi, but I mean, I enjoyed Force Awakens, but it did cause a divide, so that's... I won't deny that it did cause cause a divide from people. I was so excited for Mandalorian. But then, I heard something they addressed that apparently the show will also be exploring how the First Order came to be. And then I heard that the possible reason why they're having this Mandalorian character be an original character over having the show be about Jango Fett or Boba Fett was because Disney doesn't want to pay George Lucas royalties over characters he created. Since both Jango and Boba were both, or Jango Fett and Boba Fett were both George Lucas creations, they wouldn't go and use them for the Mandalorian. Instead, they would make a new character. Hey, we can talk again for maybe 8 minutes. The comment section of your video did not update it. That's weird. I don't know. I didn't block anybody. I don't know if it's internet trouble or internet trouble on my end or something. I don't know.
Can you believe it? I was a Blackgate.
But I was excited for Mandalorian, and now
Let's see.
I'm just...
A truck full of weapons
I'm not
and
at the point
explosives.
where I won't watch
I
the
can
show,
use the disruptor's tracker ammo
but
to tag the
I'm
vehicle
slightly
and
less
follow it
excited now,
across
which is
Gotham.
sad because I loved the trailer. The trailer was
I better
really
tag
good.
the truck before startling the thugs inside.
Okay.
Now I just need to give them a little motivation to lead me back to their hideout.
What did you forget?
No, it's Batman.
Subtlety works. Every time. If I stick to the rooftops, I'll be able to follow them right back to Penguin's weapons cache.
Let's see.
The vehicle tracker will remain locked, even through buildings, as long as I keep the target in view and within range.
What the hell are you doing? Are you trying to kill us? It's Batman. We need to get out of here. Where are we going? Back to the lockup. Are you stupid? That'll lead him right back to compromise. So what do I do? Just keep driving. Maybe we can lose him.
People also love the Suicide Squad trailer as well. Yeah.
You see him? I'm driving here. Okay, I can't see him.
Well, I mean,
How do I know? Keep
that
We gotta
kind
do
of got a
something,
pass
Batman.
because Bohemian Rhapsody. I could have sworn I heard about a scientific study that said that
Scarecrow's supposed to be dealing with the
Bohemian, like merely having Bohemian Rhapsody in a trailer for a movie, like right off the bat makes the trailer more great or more badass.
Screw Batman.
I don't know if that was an
Couldn't even
official
keep up with this piece of crap.
study or whatever. It was something I heard. So personally, and back on the topic of Superman real quick, funny that, it's funny because Superman, talking about Superman on a Batman stream, and we just passed a sign that said Gambies, which is, I guess, a reference to the Black Lightning character Gambi. Anyways, back on the topic of Superman, I think James Gunn, would do a good job on Superman, because I think he did a great job. Like, he's good at sci-fi, and I know Superman is kind of more science, well, not science, but like science fiction, because with stuff. But I mean, he's also good at doing, like, with the stuff in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and Volume 2. He's good at doing, like, heartfelt moments between characters. And I think that would be cool to see those kind of moments between Superman characters.
It's not that bad. Oh, come on, take another look. You see anything worth saving? Me? I'd burn this place to the ground and start again. I can think of better things I could be doing.
Mandalorian, as the point I was making is, Mandalorian didn't have Bohemian Rhapsody in it, and it was still a good trailer, so it didn't have that advantage, I guess. Shoot! I was trying to sneak attack! And then I think the stupid
The roof is heavily protected.
automated gun went off.
Penguin's hideout.
Did he use the disruptor?
Gonna take more than smoke to stop us!
Wait, no. Hacking device. I'll be on and off. I have college work. I hope the stream is well. I'll try to talk for a bit. Okay. That's fine with me.
What happened to you?
Jump, jump, jump.
I see him on the maintenance.
Shoot! Turn around.
He went this way.
Okay, Nitro.
That... Huh? This guy! Is he dead? Where you at? On the roof of the maintenance building!
We can't help him. He's out cold. Keep a lookout.
Let's see. How am I gonna do this? Wait. I do have a disruptor.
You guys okay?
Pretty far from okay.
Let's not lose it, guys. We stick together.
There we go. Get them all taken down. There's three. Of course, there's still... that's the only one, okay. First, I'm gonna take out these guns. I hate these guns in the game. Destroy sentry gun. That's one. The other one's right there. Surprisingly, New Game Plus hasn't been that difficult for me yet. Not yet, at least. If you still take 8 hits, you're out. If you take 8 hits from enemies, you're out. There we go.
The roof was heavily protected. This must be the way inside.
Access the weapons cache and interrogate Penguin. Okay. Interrogate Penguin. Okay. I have to go down. Go down. play this for maybe another, maybe 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna see about doing something else or quitting.
What do we do about the man? Don't worry about Batman.
Watch.
He's about to become
Find something else to do.
He's nothing.
Okay.
You see, I told you. He couldn't even keep up with you two in a crappy little truck. He's overrated. Shh. This is gonna be great. He doesn't even know you're here. Come on. And this truly breaks my heart, lads.
Oh.
We've been working with the other freaks to take
There
down
we
the
go.
bat together. I know. It's been hard. But look on the bright side. We're bloody rich.
Okay.
Look at it all. Lovely, lovely money. And it's all mine. What about our share? Don't worry, son. You'll get yours. I promise. Now, any more stupid bloody questions?
What do we do next?
We wait. Just keep handing out guns to any loser who comes in here with a fistful of cash. This arrangement with Scarecrow is strictly short-term. The clown's dead, and Batman soon will be. Then Gotham's ours for the taking. And I am going to take. I want it all. If someone even looks at this city, I want my cut.
Had to pick the right time.
Barbara Gordon. Tell me where they are.
So that's who we had. The commissioner's little girl.
I'll break every bone in your body, Cobblepot.
They were going to see some geezer called Simon Stagg. Think he runs a pharmaceutical company or something.
Ah, shoot.
Do
Trying to kill me.
not lie to me.
I'm not. I swear. They said he's about to leave Gotham. Those airships over the West River. It belonged to him.
Put him down. We'll shoot, Bat. Fine. Drop him.
There we go.
Won't do you any good. Scarecrow's gonna break you. You are going down, Batman.
Hold him steady, fellas. I've been working on my swing. Watch and learn. Gonna knock his head right out of the...
This is you handling it, right?
Hello, bud boy. Or Birdman. Should I say Birdman? I don't know. Oh, I love, this is another feature I loved in this game. You can do dual team takedowns, and you can also switch characters. I wish they utilized this more in the games, or at least like maybe hopefully they'll utilize this more in the new game that they're doing. I'm just happy that at least we're getting another game. I was really worried there for a moment that because they were taking their sweet ass time. I mean, I understand it takes a long time to make games to this, or it takes a long time to make games to this. I'm just glad that something's been announced. It'd be interesting to see the Court of Owls. See what they're gonna do with that. If that'll be a Batman story, or if that'll be. I really hope the new game has a longer story, like they do, like what City did. City had you could switch, like it had story perspective on Catwoman as well, and I liked that it had you could play as Catwoman. I also liked that it had it had story segments for her. So I hope the new game will have longer story segments, and it would have free roam for all the characters. I really hate that they didn't do free roam for all the characters in this.
I had it under control. I told you, I need you back in Bloodhaven.
Scarecrow, these weapons, this all affects Bloodhaven too. The best place for me is here. Look, with the amount of weapons Penguin has been running into Gotham, this cannot be everything.
He must have other caches in the city. Search this place for evidence. It should help us locate more of Penguin's refrigeration trucks.
I would have forgiven if they had done, I would have forgiven, like, not having free roam for all of the characters if they had just done free roam for Batman, Catwoman, Nightwing, and Robin, because they have more of a focus in this. They have more of a focus in this game.
It doesn't take the world's greatest detective to figure this one out. Are you out of your tiny mind, Bats? Pull that trigger, and you'll kill us both. Please, what are you doing? Bats, come on. Don't lock me in here. I'll do anything. Want to lock me down? I'll do it. Help out, Alfred. You got it. I wouldn't like to be that guy.
I should back away from the vault. I'll be too close to the blast.
There we go. Gun runner, okay.
I'm going after Barbara.
I'll contact you as soon as I track down any of Penguin's trucks.
Thanks, Dick. I
Yeah,
appreciate
his
it.
eyes are so
What are friends
bright.
for, Bruce?
I guess that's the way the lighting is.
Well, what do you know? The old team back together again. You should head to those airships. I can handle things here.
Okay, so where do we go up here?
Alfred, find out everything you can about Simon Stagg.
The pharmaceutical magnate? Of course, sir.
Now, what have we got here? A good old-fashioned ambush. Oh, you wait there, Bats. Let your dear old Uncle Jay sort out these chumps. I can handle it, though it has been a while.
Guards! Open fire! Shoot everything! Now!
I need to find somewhere I can get a clear shot to take out the militia ambush.
Can we get him?
There we go.
I think so. Go and check. Find the body. No. You go. But you said you'd hit him. Well, I made a mistake. It was definitely you. You're the sniper. I'm more of a close-range fighter. Since when? Since now. So what? Just wait and see what happens? He's probably dead anyway. Of course he is. We're professionals. He didn't stand a chance. Exactly. We should just go collect the check and head out of this damn city. Can't wait. I hate this place. It's always raining and it stinks. The night was...
Go up higher.
Hatred in your eyes, Bagadae's chemicals. You must be afraid.
There we go. Okay.
Alfred, what do you have on Simon Stagg?
Now, let's see. CEO of Stag Enterprises, a company that specializes in advanced medical research and development.
I'm heading to Stagg's airships now. Scarecrow was on his way there, and that's our only link to finding Barbara.
The threat analysis indicates that Founders Island is covered by the militia's long-range radar and missile launchers. The Batmobile will be detected and targeted as soon as you cross the bridge.
Don't worry, Alfred. I'll go in on foot and stick to the rooftops. Find me the schematics of those airships.
Right away.
Okay. Well, identified a way to infiltrate the Stag Enterprise's airships. Okay, well, man, that moon is big.
Something they all hate more than each other. Batman. Exactly. You think they'll put aside the differences if it means taking that psycho down once and for all?
Alright, well, I'll probably get ready and quit, but, I'll exit. And I'll see. Okay, so I've gone up from 9% of New Story Plus or New Game Plus completed to 17%. I still need to do side quests and the rest of the main plot. But I finished that 120%. Got AR challenges at the Arkham episodes. So I still need to get the 240% completion Batsuit. But I'm gonna probably wrap this up. I've been playing for a while. You combine this with the 30 minutes I played of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and we're almost at 2 hours. So thank you all for joining me. I'll probably see I might do another stream tomorrow or in a few days. Just whenever there's more news or stuff to talk about. 'Cause I'm already trying to think of other stuff to talk about, but I'm already running out of stuff to talk about right now because there hasn't been much else other than what I mentioned going on. Alright, well, thank you for joining in Underworld Dream, and if Nitro's still here, thank you for joining in, Nitro. I'll see y'all on the next stream. Alright, well, this is Fierce Crimson Speedster, Edward West Summer signing out. Bye.